tonight? We have some fantastic vendors. Okay, first of all, we have all-in-one pest control, and I know a lot of you know about them because you've used them, but they haven't been here to give a presentation on their business. So this is the time. Okay, so let's welcome Amber Furr and her technician, Frank.
Good evening, everyone. No, I'm sure that I'm that short. Thanks. So we came tonight just to let everybody know what our services are. We have a couple different programs that we offer. Like Bobby said, we do a lot of work, and we would love to do more. We do services for occasional invaders, ants, spiders, box elders, stink bugs. We have monthly services that we do, and we have as-needed programs that we do. With the monthlies, we start out we charge by the square footage of the home, and then we go by a monthly service charge. We come out once a month. We crack and crevice around the house. Top to bottom, we do a granule on around the foundation of the home. That prevents your bees in the summer, yellow jackets, stuff like that. We also do around this time of year, bees are really big. We're really busy with bees. If we come out to do just a nest and you're not on our monthly service program, we come and take care of a nest. It's $155 and it's $25 per each additional nest on the same visit. Yellow jackets and bald-faced hornets are guaranteed for the rest of the bee season. So if for some reason they, come back to the nest, we do guarantee the nest and we will come back and take care of it again. Our paper wasps, we go by the square footage. They have a 30-day guarantee. All of our services have a 30-day guarantee. We have an as-needed program. You pay the initial price for the square footage, and then we reduce the rate if we have to come back after your 30 days, and that price is good for 6 months. So if we came out and did a service for ants, you pay the initial price. If we had to come back out 3 months later, it's in a reduced rate, and that price is good for up to 3 months. So that's our as-needed program. Our monthly service program runs April through October. If you are on our monthly service program, if you have any problems in the winter, we'll come out and do an inside service for you, and we only charge the monthly service charge. If you continue with us from season to season, April through October, come back the next April, you only start out at your monthly service price that you had. You don't have to pay another initial. What we're going to offer for the Landlord Association, we will, if you show us, if you have the cards, if you come into our retail store, we will give you 10% off your retail price if you want to come and purchase something from, our showroom. Any new initials that we do for the Landlord Association will also get a 10% discount. That's the clean out and that's the initial only though. So that's something that we wanted to offer for you tonight. We do bed bug services. Bed bugs aren't covered in any initial because we can't prevent them. Fleas aren't covered because we can't prevent fleas, and roaches aren't covered. Those are things that we can't prevent because you usually bring them into the home. We do charge, just by the square footage for those 30-day guarantee, and then we'll do the as-needed price that we have to come back in within 6 months. The bed bugs, we come out, it doesn't cost anything for us to come to give you the bid. If they don't know they have them, or you want to know that they have them for sure, any questions, we charge $55 for an inspection. We will inspect and give you the bid. If you accept the bid and we service, we take that $55 off the labor for the bid, with the bid. So bed bugs are kind of pricey. Normally, it is between $200 and $250 per room. That is going to include your encasements for your box springs and your mattresses, climb-up interceptors, which is a monitoring device that goes under the furniture, and we do 2 treatments. We do an initial treatment, and then we come back and we do a treatment 15 days later. One of the things that we, take pride on with our bed bugs, if a house is not prepped correctly, if we're not gonna do if we can't do a treatment that we think is gonna be thorough, we will walk away and ask you to prep more and reschedule with you. Because it's a lot of money, and we want to give you the best treatment, and we don't wanna do a half of a job, so. And we try to not reschedule more than twice. We do a trip charge if we have to reschedule more than twice if somebody isn't ready. See what else is there
That's about most of it.
with the bed bugs and stuff.
Yeah.
Is there any questions that we can answer now?
I just bought some land, and so they cut the grass, but it's not bees, they're in the ground.
It's a ground nest.
Yellow jackets.
Yeah, most likely a
Oh,
yellow
yellow
jacket.
jacket.
It's yellow jackets or bumblebees.
Yeah, well,
Okay, both of them do go into the ground.
I probably called them because I.
Believe me, I've been stung enough by them.
Right, yeah.
I've got 16 years and I get stung probably about 200 times a season.
Yeah.
I'm the guy that
They even get
go-
stung through their bee suit, and they have bee suits, they're covered head to toe. And but they put them on before they go to ground nests or even nests on houses, because they try to not get stung, but it happens. That's why they do what they do and I don't.
Do you kill them or do you just,
The only ones we try to save are honeybees, okay? Because honeybees are very productive for our environment. Most everything else is protein feeders, so they're feeding on other insects. They're not there to actually help you at all. They're just there to hurt you.
And with the honeybees also, that is priced differently. The tech comes out and bids it, because it depends on the hive and how much they have to take out, and it's an always end of the day appointment with honeybees, because the technicians are covered by the time they're done. So they like to go home right after they do something with honeybees, so.
It's not fun.
And then with our services, the way our payment goes, if you're a first-time landlord with us, we do require payment at the first time of service. And then after that, we don't leave a tenant an invoice. If we go for you to do a job at a house, we send you an invoice from the office. And you just pay off the invoice. With bed bugs though, we have to have payment at time of service. We tried, doing payments and stuff, and it just doesn't work out
Too many people burn the bridge on that
sometimes.
one.
So we do with bed bugs is the only one, even after the first one, we do have to have payment at the time of service. But we do have a retail store. We sell the bed bug encasements, we sell the chemicals to treat the bed bugs, the chafing sprayers that you use for it. And then we have the stuff for ants and spiders and everything too. So we do have both sides. So we have a do-it-yourself, and then, we also have technicians, so.
Yeah, if a technician is miraculously in the offset time, we can ask them, they can give you tips on how to treat properly.
would it be better to do it now or just wait until the fall when all the shrubbery and everything
The
is?
longer you wait, the bigger the nest, and the worse it gets. Right now, we should be about 2 to 3 weeks out before they switch from eating the proteins to sugars. When they switch to sugars, it means they're fattening up queens for next year. Now they're very protective. They're gonna sting anything walking by. So you only have to be within 6 feet of that nest and they're coming after you. All right, they're not fun when they switch to sugar. So when you start seeing bees and stuff getting around fallen fruit from fruit trees, that's usually when it's time to watch out. Now they're after everything. That's
And
it.
then with our, if we have a house that's on a monthly basis with us that goes April through October, we don't treat the grass or the grounds, we are structure only. But if you have a ground nest on the property that we do, on the house that we do treat, we will take care of your ground nest as a customer service at no extra charge to you. It's not always right away, but the next time we're in the area, or you know what I mean, we will get to it to take care of it for you. We do inside services also. If we're coming to do an outside and you need an inside service, it's not extra for both. So if we do, an outside, if you pay for an outside, you want the inside done, or, the inside, it's both ways, so. You can have both services and it's not anything extra to do both.
Any other questions?
On your way out, if you haven't, there are things in the back, those are edible candies. You can eat them, take as many as you want. There's ink pens, there's little notebooks back there with our names on them. And then we'll be back if you have any questions. Thank
You
you.
should get one, there's spiders and flies and that thing, centipedes. And they're tasty.
They're not bad.
Yeah, they don't taste too bad.
Yeah, they're not bad.
Thank you.
One of our vendors has a lawn care business, and he was supposed to be here tonight, but he had surgery, and he's out for the rest of the season. Yeah, I know, so pray for him. But God sent us Bob Bruno, and he's from Brightway Insurance Company. Let's welcome Bob.
Thanks, everyone. I, of course, come ill prepared. I was here to visit, and because of the unfortunate circumstance with our lawn care vendor, here I am. Normally, if I was prepared, we'd be doing a little raffle right now. Everybody throw your name in a bucket, and I give a weekend in Vegas. But since I'm sorry, I am ill prepared. What I do is I sell insurance. I sell landlord's insurance, and on the opposite side of that, I sell renter's insurance. I shop many different companies to make sure you get the rates that you deserve for the best coverage you can get. That's my job. That's why I do this. That's why I'm here. I've been doing it a long time, and I'm thankful for the time you've given me tonight. I stand at your service. I know that we all have to have it. I'm actually a landlord myself, so I understand the qualms, the expense, if you will. It's an expense none of us want, but no matter what, we all have to have insurance. So if I can offer you anything at all, it's my service to make sure you get the best coverage for the least amount of money.
So,
Any
name
questions?
and number.
Name and number, may I give you a card? Oh my gosh, here I am, I'm prepared.
Surprise, surprise.
I'm happy to do that, I carry cards with me everywhere. But yes, if you want to take down my name and number while we're talking, my name is Bob Brundle. You can reach me at my office, which is Brightway. It's 810-535-5233, or on my cell, 810. I think it's, oh man, you got me now, 7610. It's 922-7610. I'm happy to do it. You'll save a bundle. Shop with Brundle. Yes, ma'am. I was going to open it up for questions, but.
Do you insure pit bulls?
Well, I do have companies that don't ask about dogs. And that's as far as I'll go with it. You won't get me to commit. I do actually have companies that don't ask about dogs. There are a number of companies now that I insure through that are asking less questions, but pit bull is a tough animal to deal with, even on my end.
Will you cover liability for bites then?
Will I do what?
Will it cover liability for bites?
I doubt it. I really have to say I doubt it.
You don't have insurance for pit bulls?
I don't have insurance for pit bulls.
Okay.
I do, however, they're relaxing things on the Mastiffs, the Rots, that type of thing. Pit bulls, and I think they're given a bad, any dog, I think, is given a bad situation. I have grandkids, I have 3 dogs, and I've had my dogs nip at them after I've told the grandkids, this is what you don't do, because immediately when you turn around, they go do it. What?
Right.
Well, I guess we all did that, didn't we?
Yeah.
So I've had them nip the nose, I've had them, and bless their hearts, they haven't been hurt, but they learn real quickly, so. Other questions? Please keep my number, I'm at your service, and I will be a member and here with you next month, so, thank you.
All right, so for our main speaker tonight is Ken Sewall. He is with Sailor Training, and Ken was my first coach. And when I came to Ken, my annual sales were $6 million a year. I was working 75 hours a week. I did not spend very much time with my wife, and I did not have a kid. And my quality of life, I would say, besides getting drunk on Lake Fenton on Saturday, was very low. After having Ken, he took my sales to 13 million in less than a year. And I went from working 75 hours a week to 55 hours a week. And now I get to see my wife, and now I have a kid that I also get to see. So please help me welcome to the stage, Ken Sewall.
The part about the kid, I had a little bit to do with that. So I don't think you had anything to do with that. Do I have to stand behind this thing and make some
Nope.
noise?
Do whatever you want.
Can I stand here? Would that be all right? Can I not use the mic if I can help it? Can you hear me in the back? All right, cool. So my name is Ken Sewall. I am the managing partner at Sandler Training in Troy. We are a performance development company, and we work in the areas of sales training, sales management, organizational excellence, and customer service. And I think as a whole, what we are is a communication company. And we help our clients get and have better communication with their prospects or their clients. And so I wanted to share just a couple things with you guys and then open it up to the room, because I'm sure there's lots of cool questions I'd like to understand about what it is you guys do. I learned all more I ever needed to know about yellow jackets today. Protein, honey, sugars, and the queen bee. I don't know what any of that means, but okay, that was a joke. Somebody relax. What is Ed the only one who can tell jokes around here? Okay, tough room. All right. So attitude, behavior, and technique is what Sandler's about. So attitude is really about your mindset. You know, any of you guys get into business to get your emotional needs met? Anybody do that? No. Okay. I didn't. Did you really? Did you really? Yeah. Well, how's that working for you?
Oh, I was really stung and ripped off.
I think you get into business to make money, right?
That's right.
Emotional needs are something you got to figure out on your own. And one of the things we do is help our clients get their heads on right. And we'll talk a little bit about that. The other thing we do is behavior. There are only so many things in the world you can do to grow your business, but how many of them are you actually doing? Are you prospecting well enough? Are you having the right conversations? Are you getting out there and meeting people? Are you doing the things in your world that you need to do? And then how are you having really good technique in terms of having face-to-face conversations with people that allows you to get to the truth about what you want to talk about? And one of the things I do with my clients and the prospects that I work with is help them discover for themselves that maybe I'm the right guy to hire to help them with their sales training. Okay? I don't tell people that they should hire me, because that's about me. I help them discover for themselves that I'm the right fit. So, let's use a little bit of the information you guys have in terms of questions, and we'll take it through that attitude, behavior, technique sort of funnel, and I'll tell you how I would deal with it. So, who's got a problem? Besides Ed Constantine. You have a problem. You already told me your problem.
Yeah.
Tell me again.
I had some tenants about 3 months ago, they moved in, and about 2 months later, they brought in 3 pit bulls. Pit bulls messed up the house. The stench was so bad, the whole neighborhood was calling. So I issued an eviction because they violated the lease. Because when they moved in, there were no pets allowed. So 30 days later, we go to a house that still, I can't get rid of the smell.
Right. So here's the thing that, how many of you guys have enough history in dealing with tenants and all that almost everything has come up at some point, right? Dogs and all kinds of things. So how many of you do any kind of upfront conversations about things like dogs? Because if you don't, here's an opportunity for them to get ahead of it. I will do what is called an upfront contract. And an upfront contract in our world is where we have a conversation about something upfront. We're going to talk about something before it happens. And when part of that conversation is to allow you to get some of those biggest fears that you have working in your world up and out on the table. So I may say to you, what's your name?
Jason.
Jason. So, we've had some tenants in the past who told me they didn't have any dogs, but then they come live in the house and lo and behold, a week later, there are dogs in the house. That's a violation of the agreement, but that's probably not going to happen with you, is it?
Of course not, I wouldn't do that.
All right, so here's what's happening now. Jason, because he's, shady looking like he is right now, he's going to lie through his teeth and tell me what he wants me to hear. But I think and that's not true. But what normally happens is psychologically, if someone tells you they're not going to do something, most good people won't do it. So get some commitment to that stuff up front. So what's your biggest fear besides dogs?
Extra people in the home that are not supposed to be there.
All right, so have the same thing.
Yeah.
This is probably not going to happen in your case, but the lease is for 5 people, and there's going to be 10 in the house. That's not going to happen, right?
No.
And what happens if it does happen? How do you want me to handle it with you?
Let me have other people living in the home. They're my family. It's okay.
That might be a problem.
Just visited.
Yeah.
So the other side of this conversation is putting a consequence to the situation. So if it happens and we have to have a conversation about it, how do you want me to have that conversation? Because now it's about, what's your name?
Tammy.
Tammy telling me how she wants me to have the conversation with her, instead of me going, this is what's going to happen when we do it, and it's like your mother talking, right?
Right.
No, I don't want to do that. So now, because what I want to do is treat her with dignity as a human being, I also let her know that we're equal business statute. You can't jerk me around. I'm not going to jerk you around. You don't jerk me around. We're good. And so you have those kind of conversations up front. What else?
Bed bug.
Okay, I don't know what to do about that. I'm still working on the protein and the sugars and the yellow jackets. I'm not quite sure what's going on. Here's the thing, I will say. So, what we talked about the upfront contract, that's a technique in Sandler. But attitude, I think, is an issue. So how many of you are taking tenants that you shouldn't take? Because you need the money.
Not these days.
Not these.
Not these days. We have, it's a our market, not theirs.
Because here's
Your
the
car is dirty.
I hear it all the time, and I'll ask my clients, and I'll ask businesses I go to, how many of you have clients or tenants or clients you would say you would fire if it didn't cost you any money?
Oh, I'm firing them now.
Yeah?
Yeah.
If it didn't cost you a cent to fire them, how many of you would fire somebody? Okay, so how did they get to be part of your business if you didn't lower your standards to take them? And I think that's one of the key things that I want you to do. Guys, you guys are good at what you do. You provide a great service for people out there, right? You have great housing, right? People have a safe place to be. You'll find somebody else.
Well, these people with the pimples, they checked out. I did a credit check, I did a background check, they had good jobs.
Did you ask them about the dogs up front?
In my lease, it says no pets.
In the lease it says that. But did you have a face-to-face conversation with them and look them in the eye and ask them about the things that really bother you the most
No.
as a tenant? And that's the kind of thing I would do. Not that you did anything wrong, But I always like to say, if there's something that I think is going to bite me in the backside, at some point, we're going to talk about it up front. And so I would do that. So if you've got situations like that, bring it up. What's the worst thing they're going to say? Yeah, I got dogs, and then what are you going to tell them? You can't live here. Because would you have rather done that than all the stuff you went through? And there are going to be people who are going to lie straight to your face because people do what people do, and people always do what people always do. I can't change any of that. But I can change the way I handle the conversation with someone to get the kind of clarity I'm looking for to make my best judgment on what happens.
Ken, let me ask you a question. Suppose you had a tenant that was there for 5 or 6 years and you never raised the rent, although you probably should have raised the rent, and then your taxes went up and you ought to raise the rent, but you were afraid of losing that tenant if you raised the rent. Well, what would you do in a case like that?
All right, so first thing, I changed my attitude because I don't think someone leaves for money. Now, I get that money's tight for a lot of people, I get it. But I think what happens is that we hold ourselves hostage to having the conversations that we need to have with people, okay? I like to put it in the other shoes, right? It's like negotiating. I'll say, well, if you were the landlord and you were burdened with increasing expenses, how would you handle this? Would you raise my rent?
Probably yes.
Okay, so help me understand how you're uncomfortable with me having that conversation with you.
Well, I just don't have the money right now.
All right, well, what does that mean right now?
Well, I don't think I'm gonna have the money tomorrow.
Okay.
And it always comes down to money.
All right, so when will you have it? And let's just, you and me, be straight with each other, clear. When will you have it?
I would assume I'd have it maybe in a year.
But you got some, okay, now, because here's the thing, no, or any kind of conflict in conversation where they're thinking one thing and you're thinking another, never has to mean that it's over. It's a starting point for you and I. You say a year from now, and I'm saying I need it today, we'll have to figure something out. Because how many of you want to go through the process of kicking out a tenant who's been there 5 years and has done nothing but been a good tenant?
You don't.
You don't, right? But how many of you want to keep giving away rent when you need to make money and be profitable and take care of your family?
You don't.
All right, so you got to find some way to meet the middle, right? Now, I am no, Craig, you're the lawyer in the room. I don't know how this stuff works. I'm still fantasizing about the bees and the honey, and I'm still there, so I'm not past that. So I don't know how to do that, but I think it starts with good conversation. There's a thing called equal business statute. And what I like to do is make sure that my clients recognize and my prospects recognize that we are equal in stature. And so one of the things that we do in a selling environment is, I'll say to Jason, you know, at some point in this conversation, you may realize that buying sales training is not the right thing. Are you okay telling me no?
Yeah, I'm okay telling you.
Okay, I'm okay hearing it. It won't hurt my feelings. I had no feelings. My daughter has crushed them all. I say that all the time. And she says, Dad, you had no feelings. I crushed them all. Which is true. But Jason, also, if I get to the point where I don't think I can help you, are you okay if I tell you?
Sure.
So how many times you've been in a selling environment when you've been sold, tried to get sales, and where someone said, you can tell me no? Has that ever happened to you?
No.
Not very often, right? And when have you ever told someone that you were trying to sell to that you might tell them no? Never happens, right?
Yeah.
And here's the good thing about that. Because if I can look Aaron in the eye and say, you know what, I might not be the right guy for you, then I kind of make Aaron stand up a little straight and say, man, what's wrong with me?
That's right.
It's a blue shirt, but we'll get past that. No, but it's like then you have some equality in the conversation. And all I'm trying to do is get to the truth at the end of the day about what's the right thing to do in this situation. Are you the right client for my home, or are you not? Right? Do I feel good that I've done my work and I've asked all the right questions that I need to ask to get the answers for the truth? There's a Sandler rule that says there are no bad sales prospects, only bad sales people. And so when I lose a piece of business or when I don't get a yes and I get a no, I have to go back and look, where did I mess it up? Now, sometimes I don't mess it up at all, it's just a no. They're just not interested in what we do. I get that, that's cool. But I always want to make sure that I just am self-reflecting on what did I not ask. And so are we, as a group, asking the right questions to the people that we're renting to? So that you can get the best quality tenants out there. What's your name?
What's my name?
Yes.
My name's Matt.
Hi, Matt.
So what can I do to become Ed?
You probably got to get like 30 years younger from that.
No, you know what I mean. I mean, you're here for a reason. What does your program provide for me that's going to make me get to $13 million a year sales?
So one of the things in this attitude, behavior, and technique that I help my clients do is I help them from an attitude standpoint get out of their own way. We are our own worst enemies when it comes to our own professional growth, our own success. We have self-limiting beliefs that say we can't do these things, which I will look you in the eye and say that's bullshit, because you can do them. You have to change the way you think about things, because all of that stuff comes from somewhere else, right? How many of you can finish this phrase? Always wear clean underwear. How many of you really need to know that? Do you remember that, or do you have it?
I have it on.
All right. You have it on? I don't know. Here's the thing. This is programming that we have in our head. So if we have programming that says always wear clean underwear, how many other pieces of programming that we have in our head say, I can't do this, or I'm not good at this, or that will never work in my world? That's just, guys, it's just self-limiting beliefs you got to change. And so part of what I'll do is help you change the way you think about what it is you want to do. I'll tell you a quick story. One of my self-limiting beliefs is about money. Because I wasn't raised in a house where we talked about money. Money wasn't handled properly. It was one of those things, don't worry about what I make, kind of things. And so my money concepts were a little off kilter. And I had a friend of mine one time say to me, Ken, your problem with money isn't about you, it's about the way you think about it. And I said, well, what do you mean? And she says, well, if you make the money you deserve, can you help other people live better lives? And I said, yeah. So the very first self-limiting belief that I write every single day is, when I ask people for what I deserve, I can help other people live better lives. I write that every single day. And so part of that, Matt, is changing the mindset around how I go out and do what I do. The other thing that we work with is behavior. So when Ed and I sat down at work, and he said, I want to go from 6 million to this million, I said, well, tell me how much, each business you make every time you sell something. And we did we re-engineered the math backwards. And so what I taught Ed to do was not worry about making the money, but doing the behavior. So Ed, do you remember what you had to do?
Yep, it was 5 prospecting calls a day, 2 LinkedIn engagements, so many Facebook engagements. Like I had so many follow-up emails. It was a whole system. I followed it and it worked.
So what we did was we went back and Ed may have had to do some version of 25 interactions a day, where he was on the phone talking to 5 people, maybe sent 5 emails, and maybe sent 5 LinkedIn, went to a networking event every week. But what we did was we crafted a plan in which Ed went out and did the plan. Because Sandler believes that the success is the activity, not the result. I don't care about what happens in the result of the activity, because I can't control it. If I say to you, do you want to talk about sales training? You may tell me to fly a kite, or you may say yes, but I can't control whichever one, but I can control asking you the question. So my job is to help them build that plan and go out and do it and watch it change people's lives. I've made 5,000 odd interactions every year for the last 4 years, because that's what I do. And in doing so, I've been able to thankfully make more money every single year, because I'm working my system. And right now I do 130 interactions every week, 55 dials, 45 email, and 30 LinkedIn every single week. Like habit, clockwork. Because that's how I get business. Aaron and I had a conversation, how many months ago was it, Aaron? Yeah. And he said, I don't think they're ready for you yet. And I said, okay. And then what'd you do? You called me a couple months ago or a month ago? Said, I think we want you to come. I'm like, okay. So Ed sent me to Aaron, and I called Aaron, and then Aaron and I had the original conversation. Didn't work out, and then we talked. So until you have those conversations, nothing ever happens, right? And the third thing is the technique. In our process, I help my clients and my prospects learn, my clients learn to have the kind of conversations with their prospects that they discover for themselves they need to hire me. It's never about me. You know, how many times you've been sold where the guy said, well, let me tell you, this is what I'm going to do. You go into a car dealership, what's the first thing they say to you?
Can I help you?
After they say that.
Price range.
They say, what are you looking for, right? I'm looking for a car. Well, let me show you what cars. I got red cars, I got green cars, I got blue cars, I got cars with 4 wheels, I got cars with 3 wheels. What do you want, right? They don't say, why do you need a car? What's wrong with the one you drove in the lot? Did it fall apart? Is it broken in my lot? You can't drive it home? Why do you need a car? What's wrong with that? And I think what we don't do enough of is understanding the motivation why someone wants, why do you want to live in my house? Why do you want to rent my apartment? Is there a reason, compelling emotional reason why you want to rent my apartment as opposed to the one down the street? Well, yours is $5 cheaper. Yeah, but what if I raise the rent 6 months from now and then I'm $5 more expensive? What are you going to do then? You're going to move out. Well, maybe it's not the best fit. And these are the kind of things you have to find out because everybody has a reason why they do things. Okay, you guys are a bunch of landlords, right? And have you got things that need to be fixed in your your properties?
Every day.
Every day.
Are there some things that you've blown off not fixing?
Occasion.
Yeah, look, it's awesome. I don't think this, okay, you'll edit this part out? For liability purposes? I like to use the example. Do you have, in your personal homes, do you have things you need to fix?
Yes.
Okay. Have you not fixed them?
No.
Okay.
Yes.
Why haven't you fixed them?
I'm too tired.
Okay, too tired. What else?
Easy to walk by.
Easy to walk by. What else?
The list is long.
Not a priority.
The list is long, not a priority, right? What if that leak in your roof floods? What happens tomorrow if, like after the rain earlier, just crashes your ceiling? What are you going to do tomorrow? You're going to fix it because you're emotionally connected to it. And that's what I want to do is make sure that your prospects, the people that you're talking to, that you understand that they're emotionally connected to renting your homes or living in your apartment complexes or what, your housing because they want to live with you. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
It's out there. You just have to ask enough questions. Why do you want to live here? Why not the place down the street? What are you looking for in this place that you didn't have in your last one?
Hoping you don't ask if I have dollars.
Do you have dogs? Then what if, here's the other way to do it. I like this one. It's called Let's Pretend. So Jason, let's pretend I had to ask you a question about dogs. How would you answer that?
I have to think about it.
What do I think I already know?
He's got dogs.
Dude's got dogs,
He's
right?
got dogs.
So I already know that I might disqualify Jason without taking away his okayness. Because here's the thing, I have to preserve your dignity as a human being. I can't say, Mudflower, you got dogs, get out. I could say that, but it won't do me any good, would it? And then I just look like I'm the jerker in the neighborhood, right? I don't want to do that. But I do want to have the kind of conversations that could get clarity so that I protect what's right for me and my business. Okay? Did that help, Matt?
Yes, sir, thank you.
Basically what I do is I just help Ed put the plan together, be there when he had head trash, which is what we call making assumptions about things you have no data to support. Ed would come in and say, I can't do this. And I'd go, why not? Why can't you do it? Well, I just can't do it. Well, why can't you do it? It's never been done. What do you mean it's never been done? You tell me there's nobody in the entire world that's ever done what you're trying to do? You know, and part of it is help, be there for Ed to help him stay focused on what's at task.
So your job is both a cheerleader and to hold the speak to the fire, is that it?
In a lot of ways, I'm trying to make you committed to doing what you do. Would it be fair that all of you want to be successful? Would it be fair that not all of you want to change?
Yeah.
And I'm trying to help you figure out in your world if you really want to do the things you need to do to change. Because if you don't want to do them, God bless you, I'm okay. I get it. I get it. But if you want to change, then I can help you get better. And there's other people, anybody, that you need to get help with and help you. But if you're not willing to change, you're not willing to step outside your comfort zone. We talked